Hey guys, Ethan here. I want to show you all my poly edges that I put on my Normand 74-inch inverted hybrid snowblower. I do have the Viper cutting edge system, so it's going to be a little bit different than normal. So first of all, this is a 1.5 inch thick, 4 inches tall piece. I believe the pieces that I bought were 30 inches long, and I just took the rubber ones that were on here and I replaced them with these. And then, to the suggestion of others, remove the leaf springs in here so there's no pressure down on these. Really don't think it needs the pressure, and supposedly the leaf springs cause them to get stuck in the up position. These still will get stuck in the up position sometimes, but they'll fall down eventually. Now the edge that's right here, the cutting edge, this is a 1 inch thick, 4 inch tall piece, and I had to actually change the spacing of this a little bit. Now these are all UHMW, I'll mention that now, but this 1x4 inch piece, I would really recommend you guys go with at least a 1x5. This 1x4 inch piece has been doing really pretty well. On the other side, it's all the way up to the metal, but I'm not gonna replace it just yet, I don't think. The corners do wear faster, of course, but the wear on these is really super fast until you get this corner squared off. I mean, as you would assume, because it's not wearing the entire 1 inch thickness, it's just wearing on this little corner that's here until that corner gets ground down to the level that the snowblower sits at. Now, I also used to have the gravel sled attachment on here, so that was some extra distance. So the first piece that I put on here, this piece is 5/8 inch down. That's why there's the gap in the top, and I wanted to move it down so I get as much wear out of it as possible. But that's why that gap is there. The original piece that I put on here that's 1x4, that piece, I only got one night out of it because it was, 5/8 of an inch higher than this piece is. And then I also had the gravel sled on here, which is probably at least spacing down from the bottom of this piece of metal, probably around 1/2 inch. So I was already wearing through that. Plus, being the first storm of the season, the asphalt and all the other driveways are going to be more aggressive on this plastic, mostly because it doesn't have a good coat of ice over anything, which is going to cause everything to wear down a lot faster. So I can show you here, this is the first piece I got here. And yeah, I basically consider this to be totally worn out. I mean, this corner is pretty aggressively worn, but this was only my first night out snow plowing, and this is completely worn out. But I think if I put this on the snowblower now, I'd get some more use out of it because I don't have the gravel sled on the snowblower anymore. Hopefully you guys can picture what the gravel sled is. Basically, it's a piece of metal that's bent. It comes down here like this, and it goes up the back. So the idea was that you could tilt the snowblower back far enough that it would ride on this as a sled for doing gravel driveways. But the snowblower doesn't tilt far enough back with my John Deere hydraulic top link on here. It doesn't get long enough. So yeah, I just took it off. I don't really use it for gravel driveways. I just push in reverse with the snowblower because then the cutting edge is at this angle, so it's not scraping it clean, but I can get the snow off of it at least enough for people to be happy. So I also need to find some shear bolts for this here. I believe what size they need to be is 3/8 by 1.25 inch long. But for right now, I just have one of the shear bolts in there from out of the PTO shaft. The PTO shaft included a bunch of them, and I ended up breaking both shear bolts at the same time. Last time I went out, I hit a piece of wood doing a driveway for somebody else that I don't normally do, but it sheared both of them at the same time. So I do need to make sure I get some shear bolts for this. But thankfully I had some from the PTO shaft, and I was able to keep going that night. Now over here, I do have another cutting edge. I came out here to see about putting this cutting edge on tonight. I'll try to lean it up here so you guys can see it. There we go. This is a 1x6 poly cutting edge from maywest.com. And hopefully I'll get a lot more wear out of this one, because I believe this cost me around $300 to get this. But I was able to send them the hole spacing, which is super awesome. And they drilled the holes for me on their CNC machine. I imagine they cut this profile and then drill the holes. But the original cutting edge that was on the snowblower did measure. It was 1x5. So I think I would have been a lot happier with this plastic. And I ordered this plastic as well as the skid shoes from a local plastic supplier. I believe Piedmont Plastic. Don't hold me to it, but still, I can't remember. I might have spent $300 at Piedmont Plastic as well. And I got 2 of these cutting edges, which are 1x4x72. So I got 2 of those. And then I got 4 of the 1.5x4" 30 pieces. And those were the most expensive. These pieces are only about $35. So if I get to a point where I wear this cutting edge out, I'm probably going to go back to the plastic supplier and just get a 1x5 or 1x6 piece of plastic the same as this. I think I kind of jumped the gun on assuming that these were wearing out faster than they actually did. Really what happened is there just wasn't enough extra length on this for them to wear. You know, this piece here probably is pretty close to just having this corner worn off of the back side of it. And yeah, I mean, I could measure it here a second and show you guys. So if we look at this piece of plastic here, 1x4". I mean, really, it's just worn the corner like right off of it. I know it's hard for you guys to tell, but yeah, it almost looks like it's longer than 1x4 when I'm measuring it. Depends on how you look at it. If we measure it from this other side here, be able to see a little bit better. But this was my mistake for not measuring the cutting edge that was on here. I was just going off some guys on Facebook. So here you can see it's longer than 4 inches. So really, I only just wore the corner off of this. So no wonder that wore off in the first night. I mean, I could check this edge that's on the snowblower right now. And you can see really the wear past the 4 inches there. Even on the corner on this side is only about 3/16 of an inch if I come all the way out to the corner here. Probably looking at 3/8 of an inch of wear, and that's all the way on the corner. If we looked at it from in the center, it really has a lot less wear. So really wish I wouldn't have I would have wished that I measured the original cutting edge, maybe got a 1x5 piece. And then I'm going to, of course, run this piece because I've spent the $300 on it already. But in the future, guys, you can pick this plastic up from your local plastic supplier for really inexpensive. I mean, to consider a cutting edge is $35, and you have to drill your own holes in it, plus shipping, of course. But I would have no problem changing one of these 4 times a season and only spending, you know, $150 on cutting edges. Really is not a big deal at all. So as far as having the plastic cutting edges on it go, I love having them. The driveways don't get scraped, perfectly clean, but I have so many driveways on my route that are brand new concrete or asphalt that's been seal coated, and I really don't want to leave a bad taste in customers' mouths. So far I've gotten no complaints about the scrape quality, which is great. So yeah, I've been super happy with the poly so far. I intend to continue running it, even if I do get a couple of complaints. For me, this is a cheap insurance policy to keep people happy and not tear up the nicer driveways on my route. So anyways, guys, feel free to give this UHMW a try. I've had really good luck and success with it so far on the Viper cutting edge.